Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Marvin Smith and I am your tech strategy advisor. So in this first video, I wanted to basically um, talk about 5 reasons why, or maybe it's not going to be titled 5 reasons, but I want to give you 5 reasons why I believe Microsoft 365 is best for solopreneurs and consultants. Now, I'm going to give you reason one. So let's talk about ecosystem. We're not talking about apps. We're not talking about, whatever third party solutions. We're talking about ecosystem. If you look at most solopreneurs, what are they using? They're using Gmail. They're using Gmail for email, Dropbox for files, Google Calendar for scheduling, LastPass for passwords, Notion for notes, Slack for chat, Zoom for calls. Um, they're basically jumping between maybe three to eight different platforms, and that's pretty much taken up at least 2 3 hours of your time that you could be spent going after potential clients. Um, your brain is already fried looking for clients, making sure they're a right fit. You don't need to be putting yourself through another 2 3 hours trying to vet out if this platform works for you. So when it comes to ecosystem, reason one is when you create your first Microsoft 365 email, depending on the depending on the package you go with, or if it's basic or standard, you already get your own ecosystem, which basically includes Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Microsoft Teams, um, OneNote. So with that, you don't need to be switching between all the other ecosystems that are out there, or all the different SaaS platforms that are out there. You get everything contained in one ecosystem. Now, what does that actually give you back as a solopreneur, or a solo consultant? Well, that basically gives you back 6 plus hours of productivity that you could use that to do something else. Um, if you look at what your billing rate is as a solopreneur, just your billing rate times the hours you get back, that's money you're saving over a year of having everything in a self-contained ecosystem. So, what does that mean to you? Again, time, value, um, time not wasted, time you get back. So why not have everything in a self-contained ecosystem? So I'm gonna jump into apps just a little bit and why it's important, but I'm gonna go into it further as we go along in this video. So you now have your own self-contained ecosystem, all your data, all your clients' information. Now let's put the app piece onto it. So what do you get with your own self-contained ecosystem? Like, let's say if you go with Microsoft Standard, you basically get email, you get Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, OneNote, OneDrive, Teams for messaging and Teams for calls, Outlook calendar, all connected within your ecosystem um, without even leaving your all connected within your ecosystem without even leaving to go to an outside SaaS platform. So now let's jump into reason two. Now, let's say you have your own custom domain. Your that also ties into reason one. You're having your own ecosystem. But let's jump back into reason two for a few minutes. In my own environment, I have my own custom domain, I have my own custom email. Now, every now and then, I'll get an email from a solopreneur who's trying to pitch their service, who's trying to, sell me a solution or sell me something. I always see that and I say to myself, like, you're not taking yourself serious. Like, you're not really a true solopreneur because you're pitching me an idea from a Gmail. If I'm a business owner and I see that, first thing I know is, okay, why did that email get past my email quarantine? We'll jump into email quarantine just a little bit later, but I just want to finish my thoughts. Again, going back to, you're not taking yourself serious. Two, I see that email. I know, okay, you got past my email quarantine system. So let me fix it so I don't ever get any Gmail emails from any Gmail addresses. Two, you're trying to put your best foot forward when you're reaching out to a client. Now, and yes, I do have my own Gmail, but my Gmail, it's a little bit professional and it does have a Gmail, but again, you're trying to put your best foot forward with any client, any potential client. So sending trying to engage in a trying to engage a client with a Gmail address, again, it's not going to work. They're just going to ignore that, and plus two, depending on how sophisticated their email quarantine system is, it's just going to get caught up in a quarantine. I remember recently I sent out a mass email to my network. I was looking to partner with another business on a potential bid or deal. The deal eventually went through, but imagine if I would have sent that deal to using my Gmail. That would have never gotten into anybody's inbox. I would probably never gotten a reply, but due to the fact that I do have my own custom domain, and it's attached to a email address that could get past email quarantine systems, and it just has a professional look. I was able to get reply within 30 to 45 minutes of sending that email. So it's just all about putting your best foot forward. um, my next video I'm going to drop, I'm going to introduce a package specifically for solopreneurs that includes a custom domain, Microsoft standard, and I believe a free complimentary password manager, all tied into a bundle. Um, I'm just I'm just tying up certain things, so I'm just making sure the package looks correct. So I'm gonna drop that on another video that's coming up. But anyway, let's get jump into reason three, Copilot. So let me jump back into that last statement. Yes, it's going to include Microsoft Copilot within the package, and this is all on an annual subscription, not month to month. It's going to be annual. I believe if you're going to invest in yourself, you have to, put the money forward. And during that video, I'll show you how to contact me if you're interested. Um, but let's go back into reason three. We're in 2026, everybody's talking about AI, how it could do this, how it could do that. But if we jump back to reason one and we talk about ecosystems, you have Microsoft Copilot, which is part of your ecosystem, which is your virtual assistant. Um, Instead of spending 5 to 10 hours, drafting up emails, summarize meeting notes with other third party tools. You have your virtual assistant there 24/7 to kind of do everything for you, and provide all that solution, provide that AI assistant or assistance that's needed for for you to run your business. I know when I do Teams calls, I know I have Copilot turned on. It could um, summarize my meetings, record the meetings, transcribe it, and then it keeps that in memory. So if I say, "Hey, Copilot, I want you to summarize the meeting that happened on 3:15. Give me more details about it." And also, depending on the subject of the meeting, it could also pull in emails that correspond with that. So again, you're getting your own virtual assistant that's available 24/7 to you, all within your ecosystem. Now, again, with that virtual assistant, let's factor in Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Outlook, Teams. Um, Again, that extra layer of your your extra hand if you need it. If you're working in Excel, you're trying to figure out a formula or you're trying to format it correctly. Again, Copilot is there to kind of just take over and do what it needs to do to make that Excel file more presentable. Or even if you're working on a presentation, again, you run it through Copilot. Copilot actually is pretty good at designing in Excel. Um, you're drafting an email and you're just, again, it happens. You're trying to figure out what to say, properly say to this client. Again, you could use Copilot to draft your emails. It works well. In Word, if you're trying to just type up a proposal and it's just not looking well from your point of view, you have your virtual assistant there to help you. Um, let's see. So again, you have your own self-contained ecosystem. You have you have your custom domain. You have your virtual assistant, Copilot, and yeah, what more can you ask for? Your agent basically gives you it basically gives you back 5+ hours of additional work that you're wasting doing something else. So yeah, that's some things to look into. Now, reason four, let's jump into enterprise security without the headaches. Now, depending on the Microsoft tier, because you have basic, standard, um, premium. So within standard, you do get a level of security that I'm not seeing anywhere else from I don't believe I checked out Google, but I want to say, in my honest opinion, you're getting a level of security that you don't get anywhere else. If I do a quick lookup, let's look right now. Give me a second. So, Microsoft Business Standards, security features. Let's see what you get. Okay, identity and access management that ties into Microsoft Entra. I'm not going to jump into that. That's coming in a later video. But you have email and collaboration security, exchange online protection. You have spam, malware, and phishing attacks. You have the benefits of that tied within your email if you get a custom domain for your emails. Safe link, safe attachments, um, customized data loss prevention policies, things like that. You get cloud storage and file security. So when you get Microsoft Standard, you get a 1 terabyte in OneDrive storage, um, that has encryption already built in. Now, what is OneDrive? That's, you can look at it as the equivalent to Dropbox, but just with better security. Um, Now let's dive into device and endpoint security. I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but again, there's videos that I'm gonna drop regarding Microsoft Intune. So, and then that segues into the apps themselves. So when you get Microsoft Premium, just want to make sure I'm correct on this. You do get access to desktop and mobile apps. And mobile apps features. So, yeah, so for Microsoft 365 Business Standard, you do get desktop apps no matter, as long as it's a Windows compatible and current version of Mac OS. You get access to desktop apps on your mobile device as long as it's updated and it's running um, current update version of Android. You get access to mobile apps. iOS, you get access from the App Store, um, plus OneDrive mobile apps, and plus additional apps for two-factor authentication, and plus email security. So, which ties back into Intune. So, Intune in itself has its own security features that's built in on if you're installing this on your mobile device, uh, you get a certain level of security, um, without getting too detailed into it. So, but again, jumping back into my reasons. So, again, reason four, enterprise level security. You're not seeing that, in my opinion, you're not seeing that on Google's side. You're only seeing that on Microsoft's side. Plus, you're getting enterprise level encryption. Um, and why does that matter? So you can't afford to have a data breach in 2026. You're reaching out to potential clients. You're trying to, get deals done. You can't have your clients' information leaking out on the web if you're using Gmail. That's just not a good look for any first time solopreneur or a first time consultant out there. So I would suggest that you just, invest in yourself just a little bit and go with Microsoft 365, because the benefits are there. It's just it takes somebody like me to help you along and just utilize the benefits of it. So let's jump into reason five. You have scalability without rebuilding everything. So if we go back to reason one, we talked about ecosystems. When you sign up to Microsoft 365 for this first time, you basically get your own ecosystem. And as you grow as a business owner, you bring on an additional two, three employees. You don't have to basically, you know, go into a different environment or go into, a different ecosystem. It's the same ecosystem that you started with as a solopreneur. You could get that with you basically grow that as you gain more clients and more employees. So that's just basically the benefits. You don't have to change, go into a different environment. Your environment grows with you as your business grows. Um, I know the fact that I've onboarded employees, I've on offboarded employees, and I've never had to change my environment yet. All I have to do is just make adjustments on the back end, assign a license, remove a license, and then it's just my same environment. Nothing changed. Email stays the same. Nothing changed. Um, so again, when you look at your ecosystem and what you're getting within that Microsoft 365 environment, you're getting email, Microsoft Word, you're getting a fully contained cloud-based tenant that grows with you as a business owner. There's nothing that needs to change. So, what's the bottom line? It's basically reason one, you give your gives you back 6+ hours a week alone. Reason two, looks professional to clients. You have your custom domain, you have an email address that looks professional. Reason three, cuts your write-in work in half. You have your Copilot assistant. Four, protects your business. Enterprise level security, basically at an affordable price. And then reason five, we're talking about scalability. Scalability that um, you can't get anywhere else. So with all that being said, in my personal opinion, I think Microsoft 365 is the best solution out there. I've used it for years, so yes, I may be biased. I may be, call me a Microsoft fanboy. That's fine. I am a Microsoft fanboy, but I know from time to time again that it has worked for me, and it's never failed. Now, what I want to jump into, while I still have your attention, I want you to see what the email quarantine looks like. So you're sending an email to a potential client and from your Gmail, and you just wonder why they haven't reached out back to you. Well, let me show you what my email quarantine looks like, and I'll let you know um, why they haven't reached out back to you. And while this loads up, so behind me is my YouTube channel, and if we click on more, my sole function is to help CEOs, founders, and business owners make better technology decisions. Um, Decisions that help them scale faster, cut down cost, and stop leaving money on the table. I am available for fractional CTO and CIO advisory work. I'm going to be creating this channel as a providing CIO content, and I'm going to show you what proper technology decisions, how it could help you scale, how you could incorporate AI into your everyday work. If you would like to book some time with me, my calendar link is located at the bottom. And yes, you would have to pay. Again, it's just 125 for us to either have a 30-minute or 40-minute discovery call, so I can see exactly how I could help you. My website is listed there, marvinsmith.me, and I will be posting some good relative information on my blog. It's blog.marvinsmith.me. So, with that being said, let's go into quarantine, and I want to show you what that looks like. So, again, I get emails on a daily basis as a business owner myself, and I know for a fact half the emails that are coming in, it gets trapped in warranty in quarantine, not because it's just not reaching me. It's just, again, I get a lot of emails, and I know people just don't. invest in themselves by just getting a proper email. So let me find my quarantine and I'll show you in real time. Okay, so as you can see, I have um, my quarantine list open, and I basically don't check this. I know it's working. I could pretty much not worry about anything, but from time to time, something slips through the cracks, and I just have to go in and start and adjust in certain things. But again, as you could see, the first thing you see is, somebody's trying to reach out to me from a Gmail that gets marked for quarantine reason as spam. So, and then so forth and so forth. You got, Claude for HR. So again, as a busy business owner myself, um, I know that all the emails I get on a daily basis don't reach me because of one or two things. The person who's emailing me is emailing me from a Gmail address, and I know my email quarantine is working to basically block out all those spams and everything. So if we go back to reason number four, we're talking about enterprise level security at an affordable price. This is enterprise level security. Every major enterprise business, uh, will 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 say from small to medium sized businesses, have this in place once they're using Microsoft 365. Again, there's you'll get into more sophistication as you go up in business size, but again, I know as a small business owner myself, I know that I have enterprise level security running, on the back end, where emails that are getting caught up left and right. I got invitation, order update. So again, that's marked as malware. Question from Marvin: high confidence phishing, high confidence phishing. So it goes on and on. Again, I know that I don't have to worry about anything. If anybody who's serious about doing business with me, they'll send me an email from their branded email address, instead of, from a Gmail that's going straight into my spam folder or gets caught up in a spam, you know, quarantine area. And then this goes on and on. I don't have anything to worry about. I don't check this. This is pretty much working 24/7, 365. And that goes back to, my assumption. Again, if you're a serious entrepreneur in 2020, solopreneur in 2020, again, it is my belief that you need to be on Microsoft 365 in order to get better bang for your buck. I'm not trying to be biased. I don't know how Google does it. I've just been using Microsoft 365 for years, and it's just never let me down. The level of security that you get once you're at business premium is different when you're at, business standard. But again, this is why you have a, tech strategy advisor like myself. I will help you, walk you through these, minute little, configurations that need to be done, and you will have the best email that you could have. You could email people left and right and know within good confidence your email will hit their inbox. You'll close more deals, you'll engage with more clients, and not worried about, oh man, is my email going into that person's junk mail box, or is it getting caught up in quarantine. Having a good ecosystem like Microsoft 365 in 2026 is the best bang for your buck. Um, Again, I'm gonna say, yes, I'm being biased. I've been using this for years. I've played around with Google Workspace. Um, and yes, I do have a Gmail address that I send to, for personal reasons. But Again, if I'm serious about engaging with a client, I'm sending them emails through my business address. And I know for a fact that's going to go directly into their inbox, and I'll get either a phone call or set up a meeting. You have Microsoft Teams, um, with AI attached. You get, meeting transcribing, meeting recording. If you want to pull out certain notes out of that meeting, that AI assistant does that for you. And with that being said, do the YouTube thing, like, share, and subscribe, and I will be back with another video. And all my links will be in the description of this video. If you're looking for a tech strategy call, my Calendly link would be in the description, as well as at the in the description of my channel. So again, my name is Marvin Smith, and I'm your tech strategy advisor. And look out for more videos coming to my channel soon.